So I'll be handling the training program with AI and ML from today onwards till the end of this program. Okay, so it will continue for the next 6 days. So I'll just brief it like how we go with this training journey. So I'll be introducing with the AI and ML program what we are going to do now. So the first initial steps will try to understand what is AI ML. Then we'll enter into some practical sessions of it. Then we'll see with the Python programming, and we'll come to know how all these things are interrelated. Okay. So then some Anaconda package, that is another software, we'll see that, and we'll have some introductions on neural network. And we'll see some good samples with image processing and even with the machine learning models also. Okay. So, and we'll see like overall closed loop, like how all these systems are interrelated and how we can take it for the next level of understanding. So this is a completely a beginner level package. So anyone can start up with these areas to understand. So let me begin with the things. Fine. Okay. So right now I'm just running the slides. So you can just go through with the statements, what has been mentioned here. So that I can start off explaining these things. So few slides I'm running now. There are some images, some technical terms are there. So I just request all the faculty members and participants to just go through with these terms once, so that all these are interrelated terms. So my first page for the next 10-15 minutes, I'll try to explain like what is AI/ML, so that we, in a basic way, in a technical way, we can try to understand like what it is actually. Okay. So related to that, these slides are there. So few images are there. So all of you can just go through with these images. Okay. The first step is like in my slides and with the documents or in the explanations, I'll be using some of the short forms. So just let us understand those abbreviations. AI means artificial intelligence, ML machine learning. Wherever you find NN means that's the neural network, IP image processing, CNN convolution neural network, DL means deep learning, deep neural network. So then ANN artificial neural network. These are some of the short forms I may use it. So all of you can just keep a note of it so that you can understand the concepts. The next thing is the first foremost term what we need to understand is what is AI and ML. Now, I think many of you would have been known about these things already because we started off hearing these terms from past 3-4 years. So if you don't know, so that I'll take as an introduction now. The first step to understand what is the meaning of AI or ML now. Okay. So now wherever we find with the technology, we are finding these terms. Okay. So where if you get into the definition of these terms, so here I mentioned some basic definition of artificial intelligence. So the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computers. Okay. So we use the word artificial intelligence. So does it means like till now, what are the products we have? What are the automations we are seeing in our day-to-day life now? What are the products we are using? Are they not so much intelligent? It's not like that, right? So we have automations in our life. Now, any day-to-day product in your surrounding, any product you see, those are done with one or the other machines only, right? It's not done by human. Other than those handicraft products, everything is done with a semi-automated or fully automated machines. So all the products are undergoing with some machine cycles only, right? So it's not like human is going to do it now, right? So then what this artificial intelligence makes something difference, like till now, what all the products we have seen compared to that, what is the difference these are going to make? So few statements are there. We'll read it. Then we'll get into the next level of it. I'm not able to move this slide bar. Just a moment. I'll just. Fine. So you can see like artificial intelligence is a way of making a computer or a robot or a software in a similar manner the intelligent human thinks. So here you are getting some word called as a human think. Okay. Now let me see this last statement. AI is accomplished by studying human brain, by studying how human brain thinks and how human learns, decides and works while trying to solve a problem. So we can find some new words over here like how human brain thinks. So means they are trying to relate AI with the human. That is the one word which we can understand now. So means like a human in our day-to-day life cycle, like if you start from the journey of a 1-year kid, if you start comparing from a 1-year kid, so every day it starts of learning something, right? So learn, then with that learning we make mistakes. So that is like solving your problem, coming out of your mistakes. Then take some decisions. So these are the words which we are seeing in our day-to-day life. So these terms we are trying to put up in a machine, so which is called as a AI or a ML. So now I'll discuss these things in a much better way. So you can find a image over here. Again, there is a ordinary system which we tell like till now what are the machines we have that you can consider. See, machine means it's not only the computer. AI and ML is a software field. This software we can get into any kind of the device. Okay, it's not only the computer part. Okay, so ordinary machine, something with AI and intelligence. So machine learning, so where it starts of learning predictions, some improvement will happen automatically. So these are the terms which are interrelated. Now again we'll see these terms in a brief way. First we'll see like what is the human, because we are telling like AI and machine learning, like human characteristics we are going to put up inside the machine. So first we have to understand the what is the human life cycle or what is the human strategies, like kind of thing. Okay, so now, and second we have to see like till now what machines we had, and the integration of human and the present machines will come with the new technology. That is the center image what you are finding here. So human, when we speak, a human learns from experience. This is the word what we consider here. So when you consider a 1-year or a 2-year kid, if you want to teach for that kid about the fruits, let us take an example of the fruits. So now assume like we have 3 fruits like apple, mango, and orange. Okay. So daily you'll be showing that fruit to the kid and will tell like this is an apple, this is a mango or something, right? So think in a little bit on a technical terms and a technical format, how that kid is going to understand it's an apple or it's a mango or an orange kind of thing. So when you give an apple to the kid, by seeing the shape of it, by observing the colors, right, some of the patterns of it, textures, right? So based on this, some inputs will go inside the child mind and regularly it starts. So when you do the work regularly, that is called as an experience. And technically, if you want to relate that experience, that is the data which is fed inside the brain, right? So we come to the word called as a data over here. So when I give an apple, so that apple will be seen in all the directions. It's going to assume with respect to the colors, shape, textures, everything and all. And that data is getting inside the child brain, right? So this activity will be done continuously. So daily we want to teach that child with those fruits. So I'll be giving different samples and I'll tell that what is the fruit name is. Why? Because I'm training that child, right? So I'm telling this is an apple. When I give a mango, that time I'll tell this is a mango where the color is in this format, this is the shape, like that and all, right? So now that the child is trained now. Assume like after some 2 or 3 months of training these things, I took the child to the market. So when I'm going into the market, while walking, the child sees in a fruit shop and it's able to recognize that. So that is the new data it saws, right? That data, the fruit which is there in the market, that I didn't use in the training. Okay, so in training in my home, some fruits were there. With that, I trained it. In real time, the child saw a new data, and that data it is going to predict it. It's going to recognize it. It's going to classify it. There are some 10 types of fruits. In that 10 types of fruits, it's going to recognize or classify the fruit which it has been trained, right? So these are the technical terms which are interrelated in the machine learning and AI, right? Now we'll come to the machines now. So we understood like how human started off understanding the things, right? So same way we'll get back to the machines. Till now we have. See, machines means it's not only the computer, okay? Even if you consider a small gun, we know that gun is there from past 300, 400 years also, right? From the Rajas, kings and all, if you see in the movies and all, we have seen they had used the gun. So what is the operation of a gun? There is a small trigger is there. You hold it in your hand and just press the trigger. Inside that there is a bullet that which will travel with a good line of path and with a very high speed, and it travels with a long distance, right? Good line of path. A line of path is maintained, right? And a high speed is maintained, and it's going to travel a very good distance. Can a human do this job? If I give a bullet to any of you, you hold the bullet in your hand, and are you able to throw it? What the gun is going to do it, right? That is not that is an impossible task for a human, right? So similar way, when we get into the JCB or a machines and all, JCB kind of thing, and also where machines can lift more than 10,000 kgs and all, right? Very easily it can lift. So can human do this? No. Means what I want to clarify is, up to this stage, if you consider, we have some characters where human is very ultimate, and we have some characters, some of the features where machines are ultimate. Now machines are missing out with some human characters that we want to put up inside the machine, so which comes with a new terms called as a AI or a ML. Clear? I hope like this thing has been cleared for everyone. So that character of a human, what we want to put inside the machine, is considered with the term called as a data. Why human is becoming intelligent? With all the living species, we generally tell like human is highly intelligent. Why we are using that word? Because human is learning, right? He is collecting the data. So how we are collecting our data when we speak about our own organs, okay? So we have eyes, nose, all those things, right? So forget about the digestive system. Some of our internal organs are used for the digestive system. So I am not considering that part. So I'm considering some of the organs where we are collecting the data, right? So those data are stored in our brain and it is processed and we are able to take some decisions, right? So same way, in future, we are going to see with the machines where it can collect real-time data on the live activity. It can collect the data, and that data can be processed inside the machine brain. Clear? So how human is collecting data, now we'll relate human with some technical terms. So we have our eyes to collect the data, right? So that is the picture and images and the videos. So when a camera comes inside the machine, even the machine can collect all the images and videos, right? So like how we have our nose to collect some sensor, some informations with the smoke, gases and all. So similar way we get a sensors, right? So our ears are there to collect the information. So same way mic and all will come into picture, mic, microphones. So how we are speaking, that is the speakers. So tongue again with the sensors, what are the works we are able to do after collecting all these things, okay? So the work what we are able to do, now the motors and robotics will be there, which will handle the works what we are doing with our hands and legs, like our movements, picking up something and all. So similar tasks can be done with the robots also. So our emotions or our thinking or taking the decisions, that acts as a software part. So we are relating our human activities of collecting the data and according to that performance with some technical terms. Okay, so till now whatever I explained, I just want to conclude with a single statement now, so that you can just remember with the thing, because this is the most important part, because we are trying to learn with the new technology. So whenever you want to learn with a new technology, we have to understand what is the core or what is the base of it. Okay, so now AI or ML speaking, okay, artificial intelligence or machine learning. Okay, so this is the new technology or the new next generation which we are going to consider, where human characteristics are filled inside the machines. What is the human characteristics? Human is collecting regularly the real-time data and is processing that. So give that opportunity for the machines also to collect the real-time data and take some decisions. Then, so this is the first statement what we learned now. Now, I request all of you to just observe some of the points mentioned over here. On the right side, you can find some technical terms are there, and on the left side, some images are there. Okay. So once you see this, I request everyone to mute yourself. Pooja madam, you are unmuted. Mute yourself. Okay. So now we'll continue with our discussions for the next topic. Okay, the first line we understood, like the AI or ML based machines are going to come with the futures of the human, where they can start off collecting the data, and that data will be processed to take some decisions. Done. So now the second point is, we hear a lot of technical terms now: AI, ML, deep learning, neural network, convolution neural network, NLP, natural language processing, speech recognition, computer visions. See, there are n number of technical terms are interrelated with these field. Okay, like data science. Nowadays, everyone would have heard about it in the internet, telling about data science, data analyst, right? So we'll see like what these things are. See, we can just consider AI is a basic term. Artificial is a basic term. Inside that only we get all these technologies inside the AI. Like if I tell engineer, okay. If I tell an engineer word is a basic term. If I tell computer science engineer is a part of an engineer, right? Electronics engineer, again, it's a part of an engineer. There is a difference between computer science and electronics, but both are the part of the engineer term, right? So if I tell mechanical, again, is a part of engineer. Civil, again, is a part of engineer. So same way, AI is a main term or a basic term. Inside that, we get all these technologies. Inside AI, we get a technology called machine learning. We get a technology called computer science, computer vision. Computer vision is nothing but, again, it's interrelated with image processing. We get a term called deep learning, neural network, data science, data analyst. All these are the part of the AI. Then, so the second statement, what we learned now is AI is a very basic term, like how I tell the word for a human. Now, if I tell someone is a student, so student is a part of a human, right? If I tell a girl, is a part of a human. If I tell a man, it's a part of a human. If I tell women, part of a human. Grandfather, again, it's a part of a human, right? But all these terms are having its own individual meaning. There is a difference between a grandfather, there is a difference between a kid, there is a difference between a woman. All these words are having its own meaning, specific statements. But everything is a part of a human, right? So same way, AI is a very basic term. Inside that only we get n number of technologies, n number of fields. Clear? So if someone tells like this is a concept which is working on machine learning, then again it's a concept of AI only. If someone tells this is a concept which is working on deep learning, again it's a concept of a AI. Done. So now I'll run my slides from beginning so that we can understand all till now what all the slides I run. So we are relating with the human brain. So some of the terms of the human brain or thinking, these terms are required. So I just mentioned this image. So technical terms like how human is collecting data, some of the human organs to collect the data. So how these things will be replaced with the machines. Some basic definitions about AI. So interrelated things, human, machines, and with the new machines, what we are going to see in future, right? So when whatever we tell like AI or ML, it learns, it predicts, it improves. These three terms are very important. So now a lot of technologies are there. Everything is a part of AI. So I have listed out those technologies: NLP, natural language processing. So now in a small brief way, we'll see these terms also now. Okay. So what is the meaning of NLP or NLTK, natural language processing? Now you have written number plate, I want to recognize vehicle number plate. So that is a part of AIML, again, which comes under the field called NLP. So that a book is there. I want to read the complete book. The computer has to read the full textbook. So text is converted in its, so it's go through camera or something. It's going to read that data, right? So those all comes under NLP, speech processing. So when I speak, it's going to listen and it's going to process it. Before continuing with these things, I just want to ask a small question. Can anyone name the product which we know which are related to AI and ML? In our day-to-day life, any product example you would have heard? Any one of the participants can reply it.
Voice assistant.
Voice assistant. Okay, then
Google search engine.
Google
Search engines.
Google search engines, right? Correct. Then
Self-driven car.
car-driven, right? Okay. Self-driven cars, unmanned cars, and all what we speak now, right? Then any one more product I'm expecting in our day-to-day life. Nowadays, many people are using in their home also. A small product which comes around 3,000 to 5,000 budget.
Siri.
Which one?
Siri voice assistant.
Siri voice assistant, right? Alexa.
Yes.
I think all of you would have heard about Alexa, right? Someone replied in the chat box also. Alexa, right? Yeah. I just want to take an example of that product now because everyone have heard about it and it is one of the successful products. Okay? When we take about like unmanned vehicles or something, till now we are not seen in those products in our day-to-day life, right? We are just seeing with the videos. But Alexa is a successful product. Alexa initially as a Echo Dot and all, it was released by Amazon company, which we started off seeing that product 5 or 6 years back. Okay, and a lot of versions came in that product. It got successful. Nowadays we are seeing that product from the Google also, Google Echo Dot, Google Play, like that, right? Google Play, and the same product came with the this one MI also. MI company started off making that product. Later with the Google products, now we are seeing like it works with the multiple languages also, right? So Amitabh Bachchan and all is coming in the ad now where it's going to take multiple languages as an input, right? So what is Alexa basically? So this is a device which takes our speech recognition. It's going to listen what we are speaking, okay? So and then it's going to process that. Alexa is one of the successful product which is going to work, means which is working with AI, ML and with the IoT also. IoT means Internet of Things, where all the devices are connected with the internet. These data are processed in internet servers. I don't know to get into that field, but Alexa is one of the successful product with the IoT concept also. Okay, right. So when it's going to listen, whenever we are going to speak in front of the Alexa device or Google Play, so it's going to listen our voice through its mic and all. It's going to take that audio signal, it's going to process it. That processing of the audio signal is a part of a speech recognition, and again it's a part of a AI and ML. So how it's going to process that voice is a part of the machine learning algorithms. Clear? So once it processes, it's going to decode some of the words in that one, some keywords and all, because whenever we speak in our English terms, there are some basic word terms and all also, like is, that, and all these are called as some tokens and all. So with that, it will come with some keywords. That keywords is going to pass to the internet, that is called its brain, where again some machine learning tools will run, and that will reply with some answers, and that answers are spoken out with the speaker. Clear? This is a full cycle of the Alexa. So while when it is listening the voice and it is trying to get some keywords of that, a part of machine learning will work over that. When it passes that keywords to the brain, again in that brain a machine learning works to give some relevant answers, right? That answers are spoken out. So when you consider a full product, in the product, in multiple stages, our machine learning or AI tasks are going to be handled. Clear? Okay. So speech recognition in the gaming areas, neural network, genetic, computer vision, so all these are again interrelated terms with the AI. So now we'll get to the next part. These are just example again. The same things are written here, like read and write, NLP, all those things. So when we get in depth about these things and all, we get some words called as a pattern recognition. In later classes, we'll understand these things like liking and unlike objects. Neural network also will understand what is the meaning of deep neural network. So some images you can see here with dots and all, right? So we'll try to understand all these things in the next sessions. Okay. Okay. So now we'll start with the technical part. Okay. So from till now we understood like what is AI, ML, or how these words are interrelated. So we came to the keyword like to work with the AI and ML, the real-time data are processed over there, right? Now, okay. So now we were, as a technical people, we want to start up working on it. So when so working on it means what? AI and ML, these are the software fields, right? You have to write a code for it. You have to write the code. So that code will be fed in different applications in different machines, which is going to work, right? So now we want to write the code. So where we have to write the codes? To write the code, Python is a standard programming language which we are going to use it. In next sessions, like probably in the tomorrow sessions, I'll be speaking in depth about the Python and some basic codes, how to start up writing yourself in the Python programming, why it is required, that and all we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So here we are going to start with the Python. Why Python? What is the prominence of Python? That we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay. So our programming language is Python. So whenever we want to write anything in our computer with respect to the program itself, it's having its own language method, like how our communication languages are there, like English, Kannada, Hindi, and all. So same way in the programming field also a number of languages are there. So here we are selecting the Python. Then okay. So next we need a software, right? Where we write our code. A software has to once we write our code, our programming mistakes and all, it has to identify the code is working correctly or not. Then you run it, execute it, deploy it, compiler. So this full support is required, no? So with this, all this package support, it is something called as an IDE, integrated development environment. So the complete area of AI, ML, all the terms what we used, okay, image processing, neural network with Python, everything comes with an open source platform. This is a complete like an ecosystem, okay, where all this everything handled with a lot of open source, okay. And in open source also some paid methods will be there. When company is going to develop something, everything it can't give a free of cost, right? So somewhere the company has to earn. So that is a business methods, different reasons are there. So for time being, we just consider everything is open source. It's a freeware kind of thing. The softwares are free. The software backends libraries are free. If you want, you can change the software. You can develop your own software like that. The codes are free. Many things are free over here. Clear? As a beginner level, up to some extent. After some extent, the libraries, some packages will be paid. Okay, paid methods also will be there. Clear? Okay. So here, in a simple way, we'll consider a lot of things are free. So when we speak as a free, as an open source, one biggest problem is there in that area is many people, many enthusiastic people, they will take that part, they will change something, they'll release their own version. If you get into the operating system, we know Windows, right? So till now, maximum in a general as a personal laptops, whenever we use operating system, we are completely using with the Windows. And Windows for every 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years, they release one version. Okay. But if you get into the Linux operating system is a freeware. If you get into the Linux in depth, you'll get more than some 20 OS names. And in each OS name, you'll get more than 15 to 20 versions over there, right? So till now, I believe like more than 1,000 versions, more than 100 versions of Linux operating system may be there, which works for the computers as a personal computers. I'm not speaking about the servers also. So means when you get into the open source, the biggest problem in open source is we get multiple options and everywhere continuous changes will be happening, and get into the stable one and sticking ourselves to one version, which is good for our application to understand, that is a complicated. Okay. So that is the biggest problem with the open source areas. Okay, fine. So why I'm telling this thing is because again, my sessions are limited with some software. So you should not get up with why you are not using this, why you are not using that. So regularly, a lot of things will be coming out due to some reasons like easy accessible, easy to use, stable versions. For all those reasons, I have limited myself to use some of the things for this seminars. Clear? Okay. So some open source names or the platforms, if you would have heard about it, I think like Anaconda platform, Jupyter, Idle, PyCharm, like these big things are there. Okay, Google Collage, collaboration, something is coming out. Lot of things are there. Clear? So now I'll begin my training sessions with the Idle software. all my training sessions, example codes, everything we are going to run with the idle software, very easy to install. Second thing is later we'll install Anaconda package in our 5th or 4th day of the session, where we'll be using a Jupyter tool to write some of the codes. There are some benefits with the Jupyters also. We'll try to understand that also, and a simple code on neural network will work with the Jupyter. Clear? So this complete training session will be working with the idle and next with the Jupyter. So now first step is to get into the idle software installations. Now just a moment. Okay, yesterday in the WhatsApp group, I have sent two contents. One is the zip folder is there, FTP course materials like that. It's a zip file, and one software file Python 3.7. So we are going to work with the Python 3.7 versions. So you can download both the contents, download it and copy it into a folder. Don't keep it on the desktops and all, not in the downloads also. Just download it, cut it and copy it into some of the folder drives in your system. Okay, make one folder and keep it over there. So once you unzip this, okay, so that FTP course material will be in the zip format like this. Right click on it, a WinZip or a WinRAR software need to be in your computer. Just unzip it like extract and all. Probably everyone will be knowing this method. I'm just briefing it once. So you'll get all the contents here. So the course material, everything, whatever I'm going to handle, everything is over here. Later in the third or fourth session, again, I'll be sending some more contents to be used. So this is the PPT which I'm using right now. Okay. So you can open this PPT and you can see it. There is a simple installation steps. Don't do installation by yourself. Simple selection options are there, which I am going to guide in this session. So follow that one. And the software which you have downloaded, that also you can keep it. When you are downloading from the WhatsApp, sometime it may ask with the permissions based on your computer permissions related and all. It may ask with small permissions. Just cross check that one. It will ask like keep and discard. So you can just click a keep over there. So it will allow to download this. In some computers, you may get that permission problem. So download it. Okay. Later, by the end of this session, I'll share my team members' contact numbers also, and even my number also. If anyone is facing any problem with the software installations and with the library package updating, any errors are coming, you can coordinate with me also, and two of my team members' numbers also I'll share. You can coordinate and you can solve those problems. Okay. Because the later sessions, like from tomorrow onwards and all, will completely enter into the practical part. Where I'll be executing a lot of the codes. So you can run those codes in your computers and you can see the outputs. Okay. So for that reason, the software has to get installed correctly and the libraries has to be installed, the packages, libraries and all. So it's a simple step, nothing complicated. I'll brief it now. But later still, if you face problem, I'll share the numbers. You can coordinate by them today throughout the day. You can solve those issues if you are facing. Clear? Okay. So now there is one document, Python 3.7 installation steps. So you can just open that document. So now everyone can continue with the software installations. Okay. So what you have to do is once you downloaded the software, just double click on it. Once you double click on it, this is the first screen which you are going to get it. Okay. Yeah. So once you double click on it, this is the first screen you're going to get it. In the first screen, first frame, you have to select both these options. Okay. Add Python and install launcher. If it is highlighted, check it out and select both the options. After selecting this, click on customize installation. Okay. Then you'll get a second frame. In second frame, nothing to do, any changes and all. Just click next on that one. Then you'll get a third frame. Okay. I believe many people are installing these things and already if you would have installed any other Python versions like PyCharm or different packages, different softwares or IDs and all, I have tested my code with the idle only. Okay, so you can install this also. You don't create any other problems. Clear? if you are downloaded from internet nowadays, Python 3.10 version is going on. Still, you can run with the Python 3.7. Python 3.7 is a stable version. Okay. So this is the third frame which will come. So in this third frame, first you have to select here install for all users. Once you select this thing, here you'll get the address path where the software has to be kept, the folder C:/Python 3.7. Here program files will be there. Remove that one. First select this install for all users. Then here program file option will be there. Just remove that one. So you'll end up with this part only, like C:/Python 3.7. You have to remove program files and one backslash. Okay. Once you are done with that, you can click on the install button. So it will take next 2 to 3 minutes to get installed. Clear? And the full session internet is required. All these libraries, packages, many things works with the internet support. So throughout the sessions at different stages, internet is required. Okay. So late means whenever you want to install later also, the internet connectivity has to be there for all the softwares to work correctly. Okay. For the installations mainly. Okay. So you can click install, the full software will be installed. Clear? So if anyone has, I'll just repeat it. If anyone has faced problem later, you can coordinate with us. I'll share the contact numbers and all. You can send a personal WhatsApp or you can put up in the group also. You can share with the error images what problem you're facing. So
Sir,
just
if
click on the software Python 3.6.
you have an ideal, it's enough, right?
Yes, ma'am. You can repeat once again.
I installed ideally and Anaconda Navigator, that is a Jupyter notebook. Is it enough?
Okay. Already it is there in your computer, no problem. Right now, I'm just starting a session with the idle. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If it is there already, not an issue.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just repeat the installation step. Once you double click on the software, you'll get this as the first frame. Select both these check marks and click on customize installation. Clear? Okay. Then second frame will come. Nothing to do, any changes over there. Click next. This is the third frame where install for all users. This you have to select it. After that, C:/Python here program files will be there. Remove that one. So we'll directly install in the C drive. C:/Python 3.7 will be there. Clear? Then click on install. The full software will get installed. That is the first thing. So all of you can complete your installations. So the next part is understanding about the libraries. Okay, as we go on using the libraries, we'll see the little bit explanation about this library packages and all. So just now we'll try to understand like what is the prominence of a library. Okay, see, as I told, Python is an open source. When we get into the industries, the highly paid employee is the developer, other than with the management team. Okay. So always the technologies as it got evolved, as it starts of moving for the next level, how the softwares are developed is it has to save the developer time. That is one of the main prominence of any software. Okay, in the development field, in the industries and all, the developer time has to be saved. So how the developer's time will be saved? That is the library packages you get where all the basics will be ready for you. So you just go on integrating on it and you come up with your outputs and with your applications. So we have to go with this library packages for the next level to understand and all. So in Python programming, a lot of libraries are used. That is one of the beautiful thing about the Python. Okay, here you get n number of libraries so that you can start off coming out with the actual outputs what you desire. Okay, so the library packages are there. So to install these library packages, we'll be using the command called pip install. Pip is a command, pip install, numpy, scipy. A big list of libraries are there. Okay. So for our internship program, what all the libraries are required, that I have listed over here in a notepad as a requirements. So once you double click on it, so you can see all these library packages which we need to install for this program. Okay. So pip install pandas. So all these are the library packages. In later classes, we'll understand what these libraries are. Pandas, matplot, lib, cbon, scikit-learn. And this is one upgrade we have to do for the OpenCV. So after that, you install with your OpenCV package. Okay. So now I'll continue like how to install these library packages. Okay. So Once you are completed with the idle installation software, computer. So in C drive, you'll find a folder Python 3.7. Okay. Python 3.7. So I'm getting inside that folder also. Then I'll get a folder called as scripts. So in your system, inside scripts, less files will be there if you are newly installed. Since my system already everything has been installed, so a lot of libraries, packages, and all you can find here. Okay. So click on this address bar. You have to click on this corner so that it gets selected like this. Okay. Click on the address bar, then type the word CMD. CMD means command. So I'm just trying to open the command prompt with this address. That's it. Okay. So where we have installed that you have to see once. So see the Python folder, Python 3.7 inside the scripts. So right now I clicked on this address bar. So it got selected. Just a moment. Scripts. So if you click like individual and all, something else will come. So you have to click on the corner of this address bar so that everything gets selected like this. And type CMD. Your command prompt window will open with the same path. Okay, so now you can type your command. So here mistakes are going to happen, just copy it and paste it. Check it out, which are the comfort method for you. Click install pandas. If you give enter, the whole library will get installed. Okay, while again all these library packages will take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes based on your internet speed and computer speeds and all. Once the installation is done, it will pop up with some color messages with successful, all those things. Again, that command prompt window will come. Okay. So you can just install it. If anyone is facing problem with the installation, it will pop up with the red color. You'll get something that is an environmental error or HTTP error like that. HTTP error, if you get it, normally it comes with the red colors. Okay. If you're getting an HTTP errors, probably it will be more with the internet. Means in middle, the internet connection would have gone like that. Okay. Okay, someone has put up a message, Meenakshi madam, regarding the software to send an email. I have to collect all the email IDs to send it again. Okay, even that I can put up in the Google Drive and I can give it to you. And already I have shared it. You can download because all these are you can download it. It's not a problem. So 26 MB and all is shared now. So that download it won't create any issues. Even I can send it in the Google Drive also later. Right. Okay, coming back to the class, so you can install it. So I'm telling about the errors. Okay, so once you get successful, you can continue with the next package. One by one, we have to install it. Once you are done with the first package, then can go with the second one, third one. So all of you can complete the installations. So if you get an error, it will be in the red colors. Some statements will be there. You can observe the bottom of those errors. If you're getting HTTP connection like that, that is the probably with the internet. Again, try to give the command from first once again. That is first thing. Second thing is like you'll be getting as an environmental error. Environment error and all means then some admin related your permissions issues will be there. Okay. So that time some pop-up message also may come. That time you have to give yes for those installations. So if you're getting an environmental error, what to do? I'll show it to you now. So just close this command prompt window. There is another method to open your command prompt. So go to the search bar. Here you can type like command, just CO. So the command prompt will come. Okay. So you have to run in the administrator mode because related to some permissions related, some errors will be there. So you need to click as a run as an administrator. So it will ask some permissions and all. So I'm giving yes. So now it has opened in the administrator mode. Clear? So in this administrator mode, you can install those library packages. So install, so you can find here the word administrator. Now I have to get it in the path of Python 3.7 and scripts, right? So simple commands are there. I'll tell you, you can follow those commands. So cd / if I give, I'll get back to the drive, C drive. Okay. So if you want to change any drive, you can do it like these commands you can follow. E : if I give, now I am into the E drive. Okay. So again, I'll come back to the C drive, C : okay. So CD / to come back to the beginning of the drive. So now CD, I want to enter into the Python, right? So py I typed, and if you click the tab button in the keyboard, you'll get the full folder name. No need to get into the same spellings. So full folder name came here. So I entered. Okay. So now again, CD scripts I have to go, right? CR tab. So full name came. So now I'm into the script. So now you can enter, get into the commands pip install pandas. So once you enter, the packages will get installed. Okay. Mahantesh sir has sent some errors are there. Sir, you can send the errors you can share those errors photo for me in the WhatsApp. So my number, I'll share it now in the group. You can take from your name, you can share it, sir, so that I'll come to know about it. So I sent my number. Okay, one person has sent here. Operation cancelled by user, it is coming. So just re-enter that command once again and try it out. Okay. So here it is showing like operation cancelled by user. So you can just give the command once again and you can install it.
Okay, sir.
Anyhow, after this session for next, there will be a lunch break also. So I'll share my team numbers also, other two employees numbers. So in the session break, all of you can coordinate with them, and means whoever is facing problem with the installations, you can check it out. So I'll just run one code so that you can confirm and test with your installations. So later again in the afternoon session, again, I'll try to explain once again. Right. So once all the library packages are done, okay. So whoever has done with the installations, you can just reply it also. Okay, so that I can come to know like some of you are done with the things. So that any of your friends are there, they can coordinate with you and they can solve the problems. Clear. So once you install with the software, we have to install some of the libraries which I have listed here. Once you are done with the libraries installations, now the next step is to run our code. So to run the code, first code which we are going to run is that is the image open gray. It is there in the folder content which I sent, image open gray. Just double click on it. You'll find the Python code here. See the Python file extensions and all we have to understand. So go to the view and see in the detail format. So you can find this Python image. It's a Python file, right? So these all will be with the extension of so file name extension. So you can see like it's in the .py file. In the technical field, every file extensions are very important to understand. So here the images are with the JPG format. So our Python file is in the format of .py. Okay, right. I'll just remove that extensions hidden. Right. So this is my code. So now to execute and open the code, how to run it, that part I'll cover it. So we are left with next 15 minutes. So I'll just cover that part. Again, in the afternoon session, we'll continue with the remaining things. So this is the code. Okay, so you don't double click on the code. If you double click on the code, it will get into the execution mode. The code will get executed. Okay, so if you double click also, just close all those things. Select your code file, right click on it. You will get an option edit with idle when you do the right click. So idle 3.7. Okay, so just select this. This is the code now. Okay, now to execute the code in the tab window, these are called as tab, right? So tab keys, so they run module. Fi is the keyword. So once you give run module, a shell screen will open and the code will be executed. So you can see some images has been opened here. A colored image is there, one grayscale is there. You can press select any of these images, click the mouse point on any of these images. If you press escape, you'll get project end. So the code got executed here. So if the code executes means your package installation, everything is done correctly. Yeah. Okay. So now in some of the computers, again, once you click on this, right click on this code file, you may not get this option, edit with idle. So in that case, again, you have to open the idle software from the search window. So here I'm opening now. This is a second method of opening the code. So idle software, I'll get it. So I'll just click over here. So idle 3.7. So this is the software which I opened now. Okay. So now here I have to open my file. So my file has been kept in this path. So you can see like some folders are there. So in your system, you have to check out your path. So file open. So now in my system, it is in some E drive and all. So I'm getting into those folders. I made one folder with SLN college. So now this program. So again, image open gray, and I'm opening it. So the code came. Okay. So in the search window, open the software, then go to the file open method, and you can get into the folder where you have kept the codes and all in your computer. So go to that path and run it. So again, I'm running the code. So use escape key to close it and all. So the project end statement you'll get. Okay. So for this session, all of you can execute the code. So the next session, I'll continue with the code explanations part. So now I'll try to handle the problems like whoever is facing an issue with executing the code. Okay. So I'll share the contact numbers also. May I know in the chat box, like who have completed the installations, you can give a thumbs up so that I come to know like some of you are done with the things. And I request everyone to work with your laptops only. If you are not arranged today, at least by tomorrow. Because if you are interested to learn practically means then the sessions will be good, because I'm covering from basics. Okay. So, and I'm ending with some projects. It's not like just I'm speaking only a small program or introduction program, not like that. In the next 4-5 days, I'll kind of complete with one closed loop, so that you will come to know the inputs, outputs, simple part of the algorithms. So I believe it will be helpful for the beginners who want to start in these fields to learn and all. Okay, I'll be sharing. So, okay, one person, Vijay Kumari sir, madam, right? So she has done with the things, right? Whoever is able to execute the code and who saw the output, you can just give a thumbs up or completed like that, so that I can come to know like some of you are in the track.
Sir, we are installing packages still.
You can do it, sir. So once completed, you just update me. So if maximum people are completed, the afternoon session, I can start with the code explanations. Otherwise, I have to opt the other method so that I can explain it. And I have to solve the problems of installations also. So I request everyone to complete it. If you are not arranged with the computers, at least by afternoon sessions in the lunch break and all of you can complete those installations.
ಅದೇ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡವ್ರೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ಅದು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಾ ಜೊತೆಗೆ? ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಅಣ್ಣ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗುತ್ತು. ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ? ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ PhD ಲೆಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ.
One of your
ಆಧಾರು ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್
mic is
ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್.
on. All of you can mute it.
ಫೋಟೋ ಸೇಮ್.
Sinchana madam, you can mute, I think. Okay, so I have shared two of my team numbers also, my team members numbers, contact numbers. So you can WhatsApp your error message for them. So even they will solve with the installations issues. Okay, still 5 minutes is there. So till whatever I explained, if anyone have any doubts or any clarifications, you can just coordinate with me. And all the members can complete the installation and execute that code image open gray. Clear? So any doubts, any clarifications are there about the session what I handled now? So you can just coordinate. Request for all the participants to keep it more interactive and practical concepts and as a learning method. So any doubts, anything is there, you can coordinate with me so that whatever is possible from my end, I can clarify it. Any members completed with the installation? Are you able to execute the codes?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Some 3-4 members have replied that they are done with the things. So we have almost around 60 plus participants. Okay, whoever is done with this things means you can log out now. Again, by the next session will start by 2 o'clock. Okay, so we'll continue with the explanation about this sample codes. So meanwhile, whoever is facing any problem with the installation and executing that sample code, which I showed now. So you can coordinate with me also, and I have sent other to our team members contact numbers. Even you can WhatsApp them. Okay. So I'll just stop the sharing now. So again, we'll continue by 2 o'clock. Thank you.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಲ್ರಿ